Hey everyone, I'm Casey. This is Patina Pit Stop, and that building back there, that is the new world headquarters of the Patina Pit Stop YouTube channel. Or you could call it a garage that even came with a house. I'm really excited to show you guys around and explain how we came to the decision to buy this property and kind of really put our roots, kind of settle into the Nashville area after renting for the last 4 or 5 years. And let's get into it. All right, if you guys have been with the channel for a while, or if you go back to my older videos, you know that the channel started off in southeast Wisconsin. Hello, Wisconsin! In a one-car garage, and that's where I first started making my YouTube videos. About 4 or 5 years ago, we decided to move to Nashville, Tennessee. My older kiddos and Stacy, my wife, her older kiddo, were graduating from high school and they were going off to college or to the military, and that just left Stacy and myself and our 4-year-old son Kellum in the cold Wisconsin winters, and we decided no more of that. We are going to move south. Now, I'm originally from Georgia, and Stacy had lived in Virginia for several years, and we knew that we always wanted to end up back down south somewhere. So that was the perfect time for us to decide to move and pick up everything. And when we first moved to the Nashville area, we rented an apartment, and I had 2 one-car garages. Which was not ideal, but we had to kind of figure out where we wanted to live and what the area was like. After a couple of years, we decided to we rented a house, and that house had a 2-car garage. And the reason why I do the bunny ears for the 2-car garage is you could park 2 cars in that garage. You couldn't really work on much besides that. And with the price of rent going up every year for the last 4 years, we decided we need to go ahead and purchase a house. We had kind of planned on waiting another year, but we started looking. We said we got to see if we can find something that will fit all of our needs. So of course we needed to come up with a budget, so we did that. And then we had some must-haves, or some boxes that we wanted to check. My criteria, or my list of things, was basically threefold. Number 1, it needed to be within a commuting distance of downtown Nashville. I work long hours at my real job, and I did not want to have a long commute along with that. B, I wanted a place with no homeowners association. HOAs have good points and bad points, but I like rusty cars, and more than likely I would get in trouble if I was in an HOA community, so that was a no-go for me. And 3, I wanted to have something that had as big of a garage as I could that would meet the other criteria and budget involved in that. Now, ideally, 24 by 30 garage, 30 by 40, 60 by 120, whatever I could get. The bigger the garage, the better. Obviously, that's what you're going to go for. Now, Stacy, she had a list of must-haves too. I have no idea what they were. Something about closets or a kitchen. I don't know. She had things too, okay? This is what really happened. I would find a link, a listing for a really cool garage, and I would send her the link and say, how about this house? And then she would send me a link for a house she liked and said, would this garage be okay? And that's pretty much how we whittled down what we were going to purchase. So before we go inside the garage, let me show you just a couple of things about the outside of the property. As you can see, we have a fenced in backyard, which is really nice because we have a dog and her name's Inya, and she loves the backyard. We got plenty of room to run around and play, and I like that you can tell that the garage is in the backyard, so she can be out here playing while I'm working on cars. And because of the privacy fence, it gives me a little bit of a barrier, so when I'm out here recording videos or working on cars, people can't see what's going on in here. I really do like that. The gate's kind of a love-hate relationship. I love the fact that it gives me that privacy and a little extra security, but it is kind of a pain. Every time you want to pull in and out, you got to open and close the gate, but it's not the end of the world. It's something that we're getting used to. We might put like an automatic gate opener thing on there someday, but it is, I don't know, we'll see. One of the other things I really like is that there is a tiny shed that's on the property. It's not very big, but it will at least keep lawnmowers and wheels and tires and extra car parts out of my garage and in the shed, which is good. Definitely could use a coat of paint, but apparently I've noticed we have these little critters or bugs or varmints called termites, and I'm pretty sure that's termites. They are eating my shed. So I'm probably gonna have to get a new shed built at some point. But for now, until it just completely falls apart, at least I have a place to keep some stuff, and then eventually we'll replace the shed. And as far as future plans for the property, what I want to do is take this area right here, and I guess it was a garden at one point, and I want to pull those railroad ties out and get a bobcat or a skid steer, I guess what they call them. Bobcat's a brand. I want to dig all of that dirt out and put down crushed rock or gravel or limestone or whatever you're supposed to put, and make that little area like an extra 2 or 3 car parking spot, and then eventually someday build a carport over it, so that way when there's something sitting outside, at least will be undercover and out of the sun. Then that would be a good place to park something and keep it out of the weather. All right, enough talking about the outside. Let's go inside the garage now. So as you can tell, I'm not quite finished yet. That wall still needs to be painted, but I got those 2 walls painted so far, hung up some stuff. I really like that it's got OSB plywood all the way around, and it makes it easy to hang stuff up, and shelves and all that good stuff. I'm gonna close the garage door. It's cold and there's dogs barking. Besides the OSB that I really do like, I like that there's lights already installed. So these 3 lights were already here. I don't really like those lights, but everything is done with just a plug-in. And those plug-ins are hooked to the switch on the wall. So I have purchased these couple of lights over here. They're not very expensive. I bought them off Amazon. So I put 2 there. I want to probably put 1 over there, and then I need to put a couple across the front because this part of the garage is really dark. And it's as simple as just plugging them in, which is really easy because I'm not an electrician. Speaking of outlets, there's outlets all along that wall. There are 1 outlet over there. There's a couple outlets over here, and that makes it easy, shop vac, or if you need to hook up a grinder, any of that good stuff. I ain't no expert, but it looks like this place is wired for 220 volt or 221 volt, whatever it takes.
Yeah, you're gonna make it all 220?
Yeah, 220, 221, whatever it takes.
I'm hoping that I can get a welder very soon and that'll make it a lot easier that the place is already wired up for it. And that was like a little bonus. I wasn't really expecting that. And you might notice right up there, there is a heater that was already here. I know that Nashville, Tennessee is not nearly as cold as southeast Wisconsin, but there's still some pretty cold days, and that'll be nice. A couple of windows too, so I can maybe throw a window air conditioning unit in here during the summertime to help with the heat. Now I know the question that you're probably asking, Casey, what size is this garage? How big is it? What are we dealing with here? What are we working with? This is a 24-foot wide, 26 feet deep to the farthest point of the garage. Now, would have I liked it to have been a little bit bigger? Yeah, but you know, I've heard a country song that says that you can never have too much fun or too much money or a car too fast or a girl too pretty. And you can't have a garage that's too big. And no matter how big this garage is or was or would have been, it wouldn't have been big enough anyway. So it doesn't really matter. My dad built a 50 by 50 basement shop. And when he built it, he said he would never be able to fill it up. And I think he's got 7 or 8 cars in it at one point, and he still had 2 cars sitting outside. You can't, no garage is big enough. Vice Grip Garage, he bought a property with a pole barn, and he doubled the size of that pole barn within a year or two. Put his fab shop, same thing. He almost immediately doubled the size of his garage. Doesn't matter how big they are. It doesn't. I'm not going to talk about Mortsky because Mortsky hasn't added onto his garage yet. What I'm trying to say is, if I had a bigger garage, I would just have more junk. And for my marriage, this is important that this garage is everything I need. I'm extremely happy with it. And it won't make my wife as mad when I bring home way too many projects. Because if I could put 4 cars in here, I'd have the wagon and 3 other project cars that I couldn't get done. Get out of here, bug. I just know how I work. I just know how my brain thinks. I'm already looking on Marketplace for cars that I can't afford right now, but that's the way I am. And you might be able to relate to that. It's been a long time coming to have a property that had a garage that met all of my needs. It's been probably 10 years since I've had a garage bigger than a 1 or tiny 2-car garage. So this is super cool. But I do want to ask you guys that are watching for some advice. Now, I know I need to get an air compressor because I sold mine when I left Wisconsin, and I need to get a welder. Those are the 2 probably top pieces of equipment I need for the garage. But what are some of the other things that you guys have bought for your shop or garage that is equipment that's like a must-have? Like once you got it, you're like, man, this is something I've always wanted or needed, or that's made life way easier. Examples: a belt sander, a hydraulic press, a drill press, a bandsaw, a miter saw, a metal brake, a metal shear. Those are kind of things that those are all things that are in my mind that I kind of would like to get eventually, but I kind of want to know what are the things that you would prioritize. I would love to put a lift in here, but I've measured it and I don't think I could get a lift in here. I wouldn't be able to lift the car high enough, but I might get one of those low lift ones, you know, ones that just you drive over and it picks the car up, 2 feet or whatever. Maybe someday I'll get one of those. Oh, you might be able to tell. There is an upstairs to this place. There's steps, right there. That's not just an architectural phenomenon right there. That wasn't for design purposes. There is upstairs. It is, I would say, 95% finished. It's got a floor. It's got sheetrock, lights. There's no running water in this garage. So It's not like there's no bathroom up there, so it's not quite like a bedroom that you could use. Right now, that upstairs area is just for storage, which is great because we needed the extra space. And once again, anything that can go in the shed or up there stays out of this garage area, which gives me more room to buy junk and car parts and cars and wheels and tires, blowers and turbos. And no, I'm not going to do that. But maybe I can start collecting some engines again and transmissions and stuff like that. I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you are just this much as excited as I am about me having this garage and being able to make better YouTube videos. Please let me know in the comment what you would buy first for this garage. What are the things that I need to get that will make life easier? And we will see you guys in the next video where we will get back to the station wagon and what's been going on and what I had to fix and the fact that it's back on the road now, and really hoping to go drag racing before it gets too cold. Thank you guys again. I really do appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one.